Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 hit games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 156. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have a team dig from Jonathan Gosselin, Zinfidel ZT, and Dookie. DOSGAMES /KIDGAMES /Roo. I'm gonna guess something to do with kangaroos, just based on the name there. We got a bunch of rod, rog, rop, roo. Basically a lot of files that start with RO and then some other letter. There's a readme, and then a file just called text for whatever reason. There's the executable, there's a game.bat. Let's start with the readme. To start the full Roo demo, type start. You may want to choose a separate demo on each of the possible modes by running the corresponding batch file. Program, test, and game. Each demo takes approximately 10 minutes. You may find the terms of the black box challenge in the file text. I am very confused. Okay, so this looks like the proper documentation here. So, Roo and Robbie Schoolworks Learning Environments from Fourware Systems. Now, Roo is a half is a half of the package. You don't need the A there. Roo is half of the package, which consists of 2 parts. Another part is called Robbie. The full package is available by mail upon registration. You may get your registration fee back and win unlimited amount of money if you accept our black box challenge. That seems a bit sketchy. Well, let's see what's going on here. Okay, well this is a little interesting. This Fourware Systems just happens to be headquartered in Hungary, branched out through Russia, as well as representatives in the US. There seems to be a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of countries involved. Oh, here we go. Roo and Robbie are logo-like environments. Roo teaches basic algorithmic constructions without study of the data structures and the step-by-step design method. Robbie teaches the main data structures and algorithms variable array file stack. Okay. So if we're doing something that's kind of similar to Logo here, well, I find it interesting. There are 4 modes in the Roo and Robbie environments: program mode, game mode, test mode, and demo mode. So it's kind of like the program can be put through different modes to do different things. Okay, I'm reading through this black box challenge thing here, and it's extraordinarily complicated, but basically it comes down to making a deposit, being sent particular problems, and then you have 2 business days to program a solution to the problems to get 3 times the amount you deposited. And there are a lot of stipulations and stuff here too, so combined with the fact that it somehow has to be done through regular mail, like, well, first of all, how are they supposed to know when somebody actually receives this stuff? Mail is very unusual about that. Like, you can't guarantee certain things arrive on certain days unless you're, like, paying through the nose for, like, specific courier services or something. Oh, and apparently there's a $19 registration fee for the program. I don't know why they just didn't make it 20, but there you go. Okay, well, let's actually try out one of those, try out that test batch file here. Okay, so it looks like the program is doing stuff on its own. This demo describes a test mode of the Roo environment. Press any key. Press a key every time you've read a message in this line. Okay. One of the basic skills we want to teach is the skill of tracing somebody else's program. If a student can trace programs, then he understands the logic of programs and basic concepts of programming. Maybe. The purpose of the test mode is to check whether a student has such a skill. Now the demo will show you one test. Interesting. So Chris will be an examiner. You see, he asks a question, is the condition met? Which means in this case, can Rue move forward? Apparently no, so press N. Now I have to show the command that Rue must execute next. This should be the first command of the second branch of this branching. Okay, so I'm looking at this programming language here at the side. It's very much more English than you would typically see a program language be. Sort of. Because, like, I mean, first of all, it's using otherwise in place of the command else. As normally it's if then else. But in this case, it's if then otherwise. It's definitely different than I'm used to seeing here. And the other thing, too, is that because it's in this demonstration mode, I don't actually have any control over what's happening. All I do is hit the enter key when I'm done reading whatever's in the red line up there, and the program does stuff automatically. I wonder if maybe I should have put this into a different mode. Because this is actually not really showing much at the moment, although I can kind of get a basic idea of how this is going to work. It said in the thing that this was a logo-like environment. Now, anyone familiar with logo knows that you basically have a sort of symbol on the screen which represents a turtle. And then you would use commands to move the turtle around, or to put a pen down to draw, or to pull the pen up, or to reposition the turtle, or do other things. And one of the things that logo can do is interface with like an actual robot in the real world, so that you could actually like draw stuff out using logo commands that are sent to the robot instead. Like draw stuff out on like actual physical paper. But this seems to have replaced the turtle with a kangaroo. And the board seems to be a lot more grid-like, as opposed to, in Logo, it's pixel-based. Actually, it's technically not pixel-based, because in Logo, you can make measurements at floating point resolution, but here it seems to be, like, grid-locked. Okay, so let's try this game.batch file. This demo describes the game mode of the Rue environment. Press any key. Press a key every time you've heard a message in this line. In addition to the game, we are given pictures drawn by an invisible program. We have to create a program drawing the same pictures. Main idea, every concept may be taught by using a series of games. The following game shows the concept of a program. This particular game is very easy, even 4 to 5-year-old kids may play it. If they understand how to actually work this software, then maybe. Oh, whatever I was doing, I think I might have canceled it out or something. Okay, so now I'm just sort of in the program as it is. I can go through stuff here, but I actually don't have a single clue what I'm doing here, because this is actually a lot more complex than it looks. Like there's a carry out function. Okay, so what if I do that again? Interesting. So it's actually drawing based on where the drawing is happening, where the tail hits the dots on the grid. So that was Rue, a sort of logo type program. It looks like this is probably a lot more there's a lot more complexity to this than I have time to actually look into, because I don't know the language, first of all. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. It's whatever that sort of black box challenge thing seems a little sketchy, but other than that, like, I mean, this seems to be perfectly legitimate software otherwise. Next up, Robert Mackey has dug up DOSGAMES /board/kicks10. Oh, this is probably going to be a clone of Kicks, I'm going to guess, just judging by the name, except spelled with a K instead of a Q. Looks like GIF files? What? It says it's from 93. There is a readme dot first. messages.txt. Well, let's see here. Edit readme.first. VGA Kicks 1.0 by Edward Mueller. Introduction. Kicks is an arcade-style video game for the PC similar to the old Taito arcade game Kicks. Gee, who'd have thought? Using your stylus, you attempt to draw areas on the game board without getting caught. Wait. Wait. You can't call it a stylus because that's an actual term for something you would use on a computer. And yeah, 1993, so actual Palm computers, well, like the progenitors of Palm computers with stylus type devices did exist by this point. You gotta love it when people do this. This program is freeware and is released into the public domain. Those two things are not the same. It's either freeware or public domain. It can't be both. Well, it says here, may be freely distributed so long as the original archive file nor any of its contents are modified in any way. That suggests freeware, because public domain means you're literally making it so that anybody can do whatever they want with what you're releasing. So, yeah, not quite the same thing there. Okay, so let's run it. Kicks main menu. Interesting. You went to the trouble of making an additional font, yet you're still using the built-in, like, well, I guess it's not exact. It's close. I don't know. Configuration? Oh wow, so you can actually set, like, different stats for each player involved. And then use those configuration files. Weird. Oh, we actually have a picture of the author in this case. And there's Edward Mueller. Been a software developer for the past 10 years. So that would mean this guy's actually been programming since 83? Oh yeah, it says right there, computer engineering from CWRU in 1983. Huh. So this is somebody who's possibly still doing stuff in the industry by this point. Maybe. Let's actually... where's the play button? Oh, any other key to begin. Number of players, 1 or 2. Well, first thing is, this is definitely going way too fast. Oh, wow. I turned the cycles down and the speed did not change. So this is actually the proper game speed. First thing I'm going to point out is that I am very well experienced with kicks, and that thing is not moving like any kicks I've ever seen. And the other reason why I cleared that really quickly is because this game is moving very fast. Again, I turned the cycles down and the game speed did not change. So it is timing itself right, it's just defaults to a really high speed. It's probably going to be pretty tricky to, given the speed everything's going at, it's probably going to be tricky to, like, yeah. I was trying to go for the, for getting it shrunk down as far as I could, but that wasn't working so well. I got a funny feeling that whatever pseudo-random generation is going on for determining where the kicks is supposed to move isn't being emulated properly by DOSBox here. Just a hunch based on the fact that it just kind of stays at the bottom and to the right even. Well, I have a chance to... Nope. That kind of almost sounded like a Commander Keen game over sound there. So yeah, that was Kicks. It's a Kicks clone. Or the QIX version from Taito. Like, even the title has a similar vibe to it in terms of the design there. But yeah, it plays kind of fast, and the kicks themselves in the playfield are not moving correct. I'm going to guess that's probably an emulation thing, because I can't imagine the author releasing a game with them working in that fashion. Yeah, it was a decent attempt, but it definitely need real hardware, or maybe that's the way... I can't believe that's the way it's supposed to be. And our last dig for today comes from CatDog Joe. WINGAMES /strategy /burglary. So a strategy game about stealing stuff. That's definitely a new one. Let's see what we got here. Well, we got a readme.txt. Another liesmitch.txt. Whatever that means. And there's proper help files as well. Given the fact that one says E and the other says G, I'm going to guess that maybe this was made in Germany. Also, we got BWCC right there. So, suggests it was made with a Borland compiler. Anyways, Burglary version 1.5, a strategic game for MS Windows by Imozek or Zech? Imozech? Not sure how to pronounce his name. Also, apparently originally released in April 93, and this runs from July 94. Okay. Goal is to steal as much money as possible. To do so, you must hire up to 4 burglars and make them break into a building. After the burglary, you may trade your stolen goods to make profit. Okay. Okay, so it's saying here that burglary falls into 5 phases. Selection of the ground plan, selection of the burglars, planning on the ground plan, execution of the burglary, and then trade. So I'm guessing that you first choose who you're going to choose from particular burglars who are going to go into a building or something, and then you plan out the burglary ahead of time, and then watch it happen? Is that what I'm getting from this? Also, this is the first time I've seen the price said in something I'm not familiar with. So 30 DM. I'm guessing that stands for Deutschmarks or something like that. I have no idea what that would translate to in terms of dollars, so I have no idea how expensive this program is. Although it says here that the full version has at least 25 ground plans, that there's only 15 in the Shareware version. That seems kind of weird that the full registered game would give you less than double the content. Well, let's see what we got. Select language. English. Does it maximize? Kinda. Well, I might as well leave it like that. So this seems a little complex here. You got a whole bunch of things at the side there. Skills of your burglar. I'm guessing this is probably where they show up, maybe. Ground plans, timer, money. Apparently we got $2,000. Okay, well, new game. Current game will be... Oh, it already started a new game automatically. So, getting started. Being new in the burglary business, you should probably not start with Fort Knox. No, that's probably a bad idea. Therefore, you will get a mostly harmless ground plan, which consists of a door and a box, both closed, of course. There's not much to steal here, so you should only hire a single burglar if you want to make a profit. Okay, and apparently we've got a huge list of burglars to choose from. Oh wow, and they all have pictures. So we've got Larry Loser, Sister Steele, Scarface, Vanessa Vamp. These all just look like normal people. Thaddeus Theft, Laura Longfinger, Deal Diamond, Kathy the Cat, Sam Sing Sing, Mark McDrive. And yeah, they all have like different skills up here. Stan the Stealer, drive a seat? Like driver seat? Mac Van Weck, Greedy Grace, Blue Eye Berry, Sam Safety. That seems like a weird burglar name. Cunning Carol, Diamond Doris, Pearl Paula, Robin Good, and Countess of Countless. Yeah, these all look like just normal people. I gotta wonder where those pictures came from. I mean, I think it's said in the in the documentation somewhere. Oh wow, there's actually a lot more in the help file here. Okay, well, one thing I did notice here is that these burglars are all ordered by their value to hire. And quite frankly, there's only 3 of them that we can hire from the start. Larry Loser, Sister Steele, and Scarface. And it says, well, looking at the ground... Oh, that's just to select a ground plan. And it says it's just a door and a box. So probably have to deal with door locks and safe locks. So this person's got 5 and 5 in those. This person's 5 and 3. This person's also 5 and 5. Well, Scarface has like no loyalty, so I think Larry Loser's probably the guy to go with for this one. So we'll hire him. And go. These selections all right? Yep. Oh, wow. Okay, so one thing I'll note is it did actually take up the entire window space here. So it seems like these ground plans might actually be able to get large and have like scroll bars and stuff. In which case, yeah, maximizing is a good idea. So what am I looking at here? What am I looking at here? Okay, here's our symbols here. So we've got selected burglar, non-selected burglar, open doors, closed doors, locked door with an alarm system, trap door. Trap doors close as soon as the burglar has passed through them. Cannot be opened by normal means. And not made topical during planning. Oh boy. So we got a box, basic kind of safe, desks, showcases, strong boxes, light barrier, which is kind of alarm system, tile secured with an alarm system, and guards. So I guess the way we do this one is get in, get the box, and get out. So how do I actually do this? Do I actually just... or do I use these controls? Okay, well, you'd have to open the door first. So... okay, that's my backup button there. So, door. That's going to take him 17 seconds. He goes through the door. Get the safe. Took him another 14 seconds. And then... into the vehicle. That seems pretty simple. So, how do we start this? Oh, that's how we start this. Okay, so he's broken in. Let's break it into the safe. Larry Loser has opened a safe. The following items are found inside. 1,500 of money, 200 of diamonds, shares worth 100, and secret documents worth 200. That's a bit of loot. Okay, well, that seemed okay. So we can actually sell our shares now if we want to. The secret documents aren't worth a whole lot right now, so that seems like a bad idea to sell them. The diamonds and the shares are worth a bit, so... whoops. So sell the diamonds and the shares. Okay then. Well, it says a small jewelry store, so I got a funny feeling we don't need more than one person to deal with this. Sister Steele is better at dealing with alarms, so we might want to go with her this time. Now, it's interesting that there's actually a second safe right over there. I wonder if we can, like, back out of this and try it again, and, like, pick different... It doesn't seem like it. Although you are able to save your game, so maybe I should have done that before trying to do this. Because this looks like it might be work. Well, maybe she can do it on her own. You know what? Let's see. So it needs to open the door first. Then go inside. Can you actually get the security system from there is a good question. She can. Then move up here. Security system. Door. Safe. Oh wow, she does not have enough. She doesn't have enough experience left to go for the other safe. Okay, I actually started over because I want to try this again with 2 burglars here. So we'll hire Larry, we'll hire Sister Steele. It'd be nice if you could actually look at the ground plans ahead of time without having to actually go into it, because you kind of need to have an idea of what you're getting yourself into before you start deciding who you're going to hire. Should we just have her go for the safe down here? Yeah, she can handle that. Meanwhile, he is going to have the alarm disabled. Open the door. Another burglar will use this door later? What? Okay, that was kind of weird. I guess there are some bugs with the game because it didn't, it thought that a different burglar was going to use this door, but I just sort of reversed my actions and put them in again, and everything worked fine. So, okay, let's see if this actually works out. So they're currently working on their respective security systems. He's trying to open the door while she's going for the safe down there. He's in. He's going to open the safe. And he's going to be done first. So Larry Loser found $500 worth of jewelry. So in a sense, it pretty much wasn't even worth having him along on the mission then. The cops arrive. What? But we had 3 minutes. Ooh, I think I know what went wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if all of these things have alarm systems on them. And then open the door. Deal with another alarm system. Yep, there was an alarm system on that crate. That's that thing. That's why that happened. Okay, take 2. Well, so far so good. Everything seems to be going okay. There's a bit of time that needs to take place for all this stuff, but seem to be doing okay. Okay, so the safe that Larry Loser opened had $1,000 worth of diamonds in it. That one down there. Now he's going to wait out by the car. And she's still working on the alarm system there. Oh, I just noticed that there's actually a share cut for everybody too. So now she's getting out of there. And they both enter the car. Yay, I actually survived at that time. And wow, there's pathetic value in this time around. See, I've actually been playing this way longer than I usually go at. This is actually really interesting. It does seem to have some weird bugs with it. But yeah, this is actually a very, very, very different type of strategy game, that's for sure. I wonder if the other things like this exist. Like, I mean, I know I know I've seen like sort of thieving type games, like there's the game called Thief, right? But I've never seen it done in this style where you're actually like planning things out ahead of time and then watching the plan sort of be executed. That's definitely a different way of approaching it. Huh. And if it wasn't for the bugs I was running into, like, and not to mention some of the quality of life things, like being able to see the ground plan before hiring people, and then not knowing like what you're going to get out of it. Like, I mean, I'm at a point in the game right now where I really can't move forward. So, it'd be nice if the rewards were greater. Let's put it that way, just so that you have more of an option for who you're hiring and stuff like that. Because this early game stuff here, you've really got to do it perfect and know ahead of time what you're getting yourself into to sort of make it through this.